Let's now talk a little bit more about measurement, and in this case, we're talking about volume. So volume is calculated as an area that's extended into 3 dimensions. So we're finding the area in between, or the space in between, but now it's in 3D. So what we need to do, and it's always like this, we have to find the area of the base. So we got to figure out what the base is, and then we times it by the height. And that will always give us the volume of a prism. This is really important. If you want to find a pyramid, if it comes to a point, easy enough, do the same thing, but then you have to divide that by 3. So that's what we're going to need to do if it's a prism and comes to a point. Sorry, if it's a pyramid and comes to a point. If it's a prism, then it's the area of the base times by the height. So let's take a look at the first one here. We've got a base down here, and that base is a rectangle. So I'm going to call this thing a rectangle base, or a rectangular, and it does not come to a point, so I'll just call it a rectangular prism. So for prisms, we just do the base area, and then we're going to times that by the height. So I'll let you pause it if you need to write any of this down. Now, the base area is, it's a rectangle, so the area of a rectangle is going to be base times height. So that's the bottom. So 2 times, how tall is that? 7? 2 times 7, or 7 times 2. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to go 2 times 7, or 7 times 2, which is going to give you 14. And how tall is this thing? So what is the height? Well, the height is 4. So you're going to have some, therefore, the volume is your base area. So the area of whatever your base is times your height. In this case, our base area is 14 times the height, which is 4. And that's going to get you 56 centimeters. And because it's volume and it's a 3D, we're finding this space inside a 3D shape. We're going to go to the power of 3. We're going to go cubed. So what did I do there? I found the area of the base, which in this case was 14. It was a rectangle. I times it by how tall this thing was. So that's 4. So I went 14 times it by 4, and I get 56. Pretty straightforward. And we're going to do the exact same thing here. So this is has a base down here, and it goes up to the exact same shape up there. So that's how you know that that's the base. And it is a triangle based, or triangular. So it's a triangular, and it does not come to a point, so we'll call it a triangular prism. For prisms, you can just go the base area times the height. Now to find the area of the base is it's a triangle, so it's base times height divided by 2. So our base is 6, and it's 8 inches tall. Or you can think of the other way. The triangle is, that's the base, and it's 6 inches tall. Either way, 6 times 8 is 48. And then you will divide that by 2. So 48 divided by 2 and 6 is going to be 24. Now, the height. The height of this thing is right there. So we've got a triangle base, and it goes up by 12. So I'm going to write that down, 12. Therefore, so do a little therefore, the volume is equal to the base area times by the height. So you get 24 times that by 12. I actually have no idea what that is, just off the top of my head. So I'm going to do it this way. 2's 8, and 4, 0, 4, and 2. So I'm going to get 288. Whatever our units are, inches. So it is going to equal 288 inches cubed. Okay. So I'll just zoom out a little bit here. And I'm going to keep going right on to the next two. So if you need to pause this to write any of this stuff down, you can. So keep going here. We've got a base. So we need to find the base. The base is actually here. Base. And you can see that it's the exact same shape on the other side. So it is a triangle based or triangular. It's just it does not come to a point, so it's a prism, and it just has been somewhat pushed over or whatever. It's not sitting on its base. So the base is a triangle. So to find the area of the base, it's base times height divided by 2, because that's what a triangle is, and the base is 3, and we go up 4 inches. So 3 times 4, and then divided by 2. So 3 times 4 divided by 2. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's what our base is. And then how tall is this thing? What is our height? So here's our base, and we go up 10 inches. So our height is 10. So for all of these things, remember, it's just the base area times the height. That's how you find volume. It's a lot easier than surface area. So volume is equal to the base area times the height. The base is 6. The height is 10. 6 times 10 is 60. And then we'll do inches cubed. So 60 inches cubed. I'll just zoom out there for a second. Again, that was the triangular prism. So you just do the area of the base. That was a triangle. And then you times that by the height. So we should know how to find the area of a triangle. That's how we started. Base times height divided by 2. And then how many triangles, what's the height, goes up by 10. Now this one is the base is down there. It's pretty obvious to see. And it doesn't go up. It's a rectangle. It does not go up to a rectangle. It goes to a point. So it's a rectangle based, or it's rectangular. And it goes to a point, so it's a pyramid. So we still find the base area, and we still find what the height is. Well, I can see right now the height goes up here, and it's 7. So the height is going to be 7. And the base area it's a rectangle, so base times height. Oops, base times height. And so we have a base of 10, and it goes up at a height of 8. So 10 times 8, or you could have 8 times 10, doesn't matter. And I get 80. So therefore, what is our volume? So our volume is going to be our base area, as it always is, times by our height, and then we need to divide whatever that answer is by 3 because it comes to a point. So we have 80 as our base area, times it by 7, and then divide that by 3. 80 times 7, well, 8 times 7 is 56, and then there's a 0, and divide that by 3. I don't know what 560 is just off the top of my head, so I'm going to do some long division. 3 goes into 560. 3 goes into 5 once. 1 times 3 is 3. Take that away. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down the 6. 3 goes into 26. Maybe 8 times? 8 times 3 is 24. 26 minus 24 is 2. Carry down the 0. So 3 goes into 26 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. There's nothing else there, so I can put decimal and a 0 and just bring down that 0 as long as I put a decimal up here as well. So that's 0. 3 goes into 20. I've already done that. That's 6. 6 times 3 is 18. You get a 2. So another 0. 20 again. 3 goes into 20. 6 times. Sorry, let me just get in here. So 6 times 3 is 18. And you should be able to notice that we keep getting remainder 2. So I got a remainder of 2. So I brought down the 0, made it a 20. It was an 18, got a 2. Brought down the 0, 18, got a 2. Bring down the 0, 18, bring down the 2. So it's always a 2. So that just tells me that there's going to be 6s forever. So 186.6 repeated. And that is our final volume. So 186.6 repeated. And then I guess I don't know what the units are. Inches cubed. Maybe I'll write that just over here. 186.6 inches cubed, and the 6 goes on forever. So I could keep bringing down the 0, always get a 2, bring down a 0, but I can see the pattern there, 2, 2, 2, so I know it's going to be 6s. So I'll just zoom out a little bit for you to see those 2 questions, and 186, yeah. So it's always like that, base area times the height, unless you need to divide by 3 when it's a pyramid.